Alright, what's up everybody? My name is Big Tony Z, bringing you another video. This one I'm going to talk about contracts. I just started a publishing company not too long ago, and I'm dealing a lot in contracts, obviously. So I wanted to go over some terms, some terminology on stuff that you're going to see in these contracts, not just my contract, but any contract, especially a label deal or something to that extent. So these are going to be some things you need to know, because this is how people take advantage of you. Because if you don't know these terms and you see them and you're just like, well, what could that mean? It couldn't be something horribly bad because it's in the contract, right? Well, no. So let me go through a few. I actually have them written down. It's like the most organized I've ever been in a video. So take note on that. Anyways, first one, perpetuity. I'm gonna say that again, perpetuity. That means forever. That's what it means, forever. So if you sign a deal that says that the term, and now let me go through another one, all right? Term is for the time of the contract. So if the term of the contract is in perpetuity, that means you're gonna be under that contract forever. So be aware of that. Now, just saying, that word is not in any of my contracts. So there's that. Next one. Now this one's going to be seen in a lot of label deals, especially major label deals, and that is 360 deals. What is a 360 deal? Alright, hold up. I just had to stop this for a minute because I need to say something. I should have said it in the beginning. I am not a lawyer. I'm not studying law. I study music business. There's some really good books like this one that can let you know exactly what I'm telling you. Alright, 360 deal. That means the company, most likely the label, take a percentage of every single thing that you make money on. That's merch. It's your music. That's everything. 360 deal. They take a piece of everything. There you go. Exclusivity. There's exclusive deals and then there's non-exclusive deals. Now that doesn't just mean like a label deal. I mean, these are negotiating terms. These are terminology that's going to be in contracts. That could be a licensing deal. That could be a sync deal. That could be a label deal. That could be a publishing deal. It could be all of those things. Exclusive means that's the only one you can deal with. That you are stuck with that one provider, that one company, in whatever sense you're talking about. In a licensing deal, if it's an exclusive deal, that means that that company, whether it be a movie producer or an ad agency or whatever, they are going to want to have that song exclusive for whatever the term is, a year, for whatever. If it's perpetuity, then you know it's forever. You don't want that. So again, exclusive means that you're stuck with them basically until the contract's up, and non-exclusive means you can work with other people. Non-exclusive, that could go with like if you get your music placed in a library. If you get it in a library, then most likely it's a non-exclusive deal where you can use your music and try and pitch it to other places if you want. Next is something that is important to me because I want to make sure people understand that if they're going to sign a deal with me, and that is a retention period. Retention periods are the time that interest in the copyrights, like in my case, or if your time on a label, like your contract on a label, is about to be up, like in the next year, then most likely there's going to be a time period after that contract's up that they're still going to be collecting on you. They're still going to have control over your copyrights. You might be able to look for other labels, but that label is going to have to wait for that retention period to be over before they're able to do what they want to do. Now the reason why I have that in my contracts is because when you're dealing in royalties, which publishing is all about, it takes about a year for royalties to come through. My contracts are normally having a year retention period, meaning that last year of work that I put in, I'm going to get my return from that. Alright, next one, copyright ownership. And just copyright in general. Every song has a copyright. Every copyright has two sides. The underlying composition, and then there's the sound recording. Next, advances, that special thing that you get for signing with a big label, right? Big old fat check. Who doesn't want that? Well, you gotta understand that there is something called recoupability, meaning that, you sign with a label, they give you $10,000. All the money you make is going to be going towards that advance, meaning you're not going to see a dime of your royalties. You could blow up. You're not going to see a dime of that money until that advance has been fully recouped. You say, okay, it's going to blow up. It's going to recoup in no time. Well, here's the next terminology. It's called cross-collateralization. Cross-collateralization is the ability for, this happens in labels a lot, for them to take your earnings and put it towards other people's advances, other people's recoupable income. If you're signed with the label and you're the hottest thing on that label, there's a chance that your royalties are going into your advance, going into the guy that sucks on the label, that can't seem to sell a single song. Your money's going to pay off his advances. Basically, your money going to other people's debt instead of your own. And the debt comes from an advance. So let's go through it one more time. This is a quick list. First one, perpetuity, means forever. Be aware of that one. 360 deal, meaning that the label, the publisher, whoever you're signing a deal with, they're taking interest on every single dime you make. Retention period is the period after the contract is technically up that the party that you signed to still has control. Exclusivity. Exclusive means you're stuck with them. Non-exclusive means you can work with them and then do other things if you so choose. Copyright ownership. And what copyright is. 50% is either one side of the copyright. So you got the sound recording, which is the master, and then you got the composition, which is the underlying lyrics and music that makes the song. Advances. You know what advance is? You know it's recoupable. You gotta pay it back. Cross-collateralization. Your royalties, your income can be split amongst the other artists on the label or the company. And then of course, the term of the contract is the time of the contract. And then here's one I forgot to put down on my cool little piece of paper, is the options. Options are the ability for the label or publisher to be able to re-up the agreement for a set time based on the judgment of that party. If I sign you to a publishing deal and I have an option to re-up for a year, 2 years, then based on how your music does, I'll be able to do that. You gotta understand that I am literally doing the most I can for the independent artist. So with that in mind, if you're interested in signing a publishing deal, these things are going to be in my contract. Some of them are going to be in my contract. If you're looking at signing any contract in the music business, you need to know these terms. So hope you like it. See ya. I'm out.